Picture this. A man stands in the Roman Senate, holding a single, shriveled figure. He lets it drop to the marble floor. "This fruit," he says, his voice cold and sharp, "was picked in the gardens of Carthage just 3 days ago." The implication is a physical blow to the room. The enemy is not across a distant sea. They are at the gates. They are fertile, they are prosperous, and they are a threat that must be eliminated. That man was Cato the Elder, and his relentless, paranoid refrain would echo into one of history's darkest commands. Carthage delenda est Carthage must be destroyed. I'm Ibnul J. Farabi, and this is Empire Builders, the rise and fall of civilizations. To understand the genocide, we must first understand the paranoia. And for that, we must understand Cato. He wasn't a Roman blue blood. He was a self-made man from the countryside, a soldier and a farmer who valued old-school Roman discipline above all else. He saw decadence everywhere, and in his mind, the greatest source of that corrupting influence was a foreign power that had humiliated Rome before, Carthage. Decades earlier, the Carthaginian general Hannibal had nearly destroyed Rome in the Second Punic War. That trauma never healed. For Cato, and for many Romans, Carthage wasn't just a rival empire. It was a phantom limb of national PTSD, aching with the memory of terror. Now, fast forward. The wars are over. A treaty is in place. Carthage, stripped of its empire and its military, is following the rules. They're not building warships. They're building a thriving agricultural economy. They're paying their reparations on time. By any objective measure, they were a model defeated state. But this is where paranoia twists logic. Cato went on a diplomatic mission to Carthage and saw this recovery not as compliance, but as resurgence. He saw the bustling ports, the full granaries, the wealth. And he thought, if they can rebuild this fast from nothing, what will they do when they decide to rebuild their army? Their prosperity became, in his eyes, the prelude to revenge. So he waged a one-man propaganda war. He ended every single speech in the Senate on any topic, taxes, road repairs, water rights, with the same chilling phrase, Carthage delenda est, Carthage must be destroyed. It didn't matter what the debate was about. The conclusion was always Carthage. He weaponized repetition. He made the unthinkable, the total annihilation of a compliant city-state, sound not just thinkable, but logical, necessary, and urgent. He turned a complex geopolitical situation into a simple, terrifying mantra. And Rome listened. The Senate found a pretext, a minor border skirmish, to declare war. The Third Punic War was not a war between equals. It was a siege, a foreclosure, a sentence passed long before the armies sailed. For 3 years, the Carthaginians, desperate, defended their city. They met every Roman demand, surrendering their weapons, hoping for mercy. The final Roman demand was to abandon their city entirely, to leave the home of their ancestors, the temples of their gods, and move inland. It was a death sentence for a maritime trading civilization. They chose to fight. The end was horrific. When the Roman legions finally broke through, they fought street by street for 6 days. The historian Appian describes the final scene, the last defenders and tens of thousands of civilians trapped in the citadel. As the troops closed in, the Carthaginian general's wife emerged, looked at the carnage, and with her children, threw herself into a burning temple. The city was systematically razed. The ground was sown with salt, a ritual curse to ensure nothing would ever grow there again. A 700-year-old civilization, a beacon of commerce and maritime genius, was erased from the earth. There's a terrifying lesson here about the power of a single, relentless narrative. Cato's genius, or his curse, was understanding that if you say something often enough, with enough conviction, it ceases to be an argument and becomes a truth. He didn't just sell a policy, he sold a fear. And once that fear is bought, the path to atrocity is paved with a grim, bureaucratic logic. We see this pattern echoed, in different forms, throughout history. The call for security morphing into a license for annihilation. It's a reminder that the most dangerous stories aren't always the lies we tell about others, but the fears we nurture about ourselves, and then project onto the world. For Empire Builders, I'm Ibnul J. Farabi. This episode was produced by Light Knot Studios. You can find more stories of the empires we build and the shadows they cast at https://www.lightnotstudios.com.